Audiobook presents an unabridged recording of Someone in the House by Barbara Michaels, narrated by Barbara Rosenblatt. This work is copyrighted 1981 by Barbara Michaels. This recording is copyrighted 1993 by Recorded Books. Anne and Kevin were planning on writing a book in the remarkable Greyhaven Manor, an English Gothic mansion transplanted stone by stone to the hills of Pennsylvania. Yet something has lured them away from their work, something strange and seductive, something calling them from behind locked doors. And now, Someone in the House.
Chapter 1. God only knows how it all began. After all the searching and seeking, the rational debate and wild intuitive guessing, I'm not sure we really arrived at the truth, if there is such a thing as truth. We poor humans are so imprisoned in narrow boundaries of space and time, so confined by 5 meager senses. We're like ants, running frantically back and forth on meaningless errands that consume our years, taking a few square inches of earth for a universe. Father Stephen would say that God had nothing to do with it. In the early centuries of the Church, he'd have been excommunicated for the error of Manichaeism. That's one of your classic recognized heresies, the idea that the powers of good and evil are equal in strength, waging an unending war for the salvation or damnation of the world. His God is an aristocratic, bearded old gentleman in a nightshirt, and the other one is a cross between Milton's lofty, tormented, dark spirit and a Halloween devil with horns, tail, and pitchfork. Father Stephen believes that he and the old gentleman in the nightshirt won this fight. B agrees with his general premise, but takes a little of the credit to herself. Roger thinks he won, by strictly logical, rational methods. Me? I got away. That's not victory, that's strategic retreat. He who fights and runs away, but I won't be back to fight another day. At least not on that battlefield. If I didn't exactly lose, I certainly didn't win. My adversary is still there, undefeated, strong as ever. The winter storms have come and gone, and the house still stands. It has endured worse, fires and floods, siege and invasion, enemies, internal and external, for 1,000 years. And I have no doubt it'll still be standing 1,000 years from now, when the slender silver ships pierce the sky on their journeys to the stars. Who will be living in it then, I wonder? Descendants of man, if there are any left, or buggy-eyed monsters from far-off worlds? Alien aesthetes who admire the quaint architecture of the ancient humans? Be sure of one thing. If there is a sentient creature alive in that distant age, it will protect the house. The house will survive. It has its defenses and its guardians. Joe left for Europe on Friday the 13th. He didn't have to. He picked that date deliberately. Joe likes to throw rocks at the goddess of fortune. That's why I remember the date. On Thursday, the 12th, I was in my inconveniently tiny kitchen, mincing and chopping and braising and doing a lot of other things that don't ordinarily constitute my preparations for a meal. I shouldn't have been cooking. I should have been correcting final exams. Some of my unfortunate students were pacing the halls outside my office, wondering, with good reason, whether or not they'd passed. To delay their knowledge of their fate for even a day was sheer sadism. I knew that, because I wasn't too far away from my own student days. I was also, as Joe frequently pointed out, a simple, sentimental schnook. Why should I feel pangs of conscience about the lazy slobs who hadn't bothered to finish papers or study for exams? I did have pangs of conscience, but I fought them down and went on mincing, braising, and so on. This was Joe's farewell dinner, and it had to be special. Joe had suggested we go out, with me paying. Well, that was fair enough. It was his farewell dinner. We didn't eat out much. We were both paying off educational loans, and our combined salaries were less than that of a marginally competent insurance salesman. My reason for vetoing the suggestion...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.